Greetings from my office in Bloomington, Illinois. My wife Judy and I moved here in 2014 to be closer to our oldest son and his wife, who have 6 adopted children who have been significantly impacted by the abuse of alcohol and illegal drugs during their mother's pregnancy. Each of them have psychological, emotional, mental issues that are almost beyond comprehension, far more serious than what most people can comprehend or imagine. We provide support. Part of that support is presence, but Judy also spends quite a bit of time helping with the children, anger issues, and on a rotating basis, it seems like, to all sorts of things, from education to taking to therapy appointments. She helps in multitudes of ways. They live just 4 houses from us, so it is convenient. I'm your professor for Cultural Dynamics of Congregational Ministry. It's a class that I'm very excited about because I think that more people fail to be effective in their ministry, whether they're paid or volunteers, because they fail to understand the culture of their people and the church as a whole, as well as their community. There are great reading assignments. There are discussion boards that will challenge you to do some thinking, and the project assignments are ones that you will remember for years. I'm convinced that each of us will be challenged as we stop and evaluate culture on a deeper level. But let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a graduate of Moody Bible Institute, Dallas Theological Seminary, and I earned my doctorate at Trinity Evangelical Divinity School in Deerfield. I have taken additional classes at all 3 of those schools, as well as taking additional classes at other schools and universities through the years. It's part of how my parents trained me. They believed, as farmers in Western Illinois, that education should be a long, ongoing process through all of life. And they impacted me. They had a passionate love for the Lord Jesus Christ. They were the driving force of planting a church in 1940 in a community that, there was one house left when I was born. The church is located 10 miles from the closest town, about 3,000 people. It was located on a gravel road for many years. Now the road has been upgraded. But that church continues to flourish today. Mom and Dad also had a deep passion and appreciation for the multifaceted ministries of Moody Bible Institute, and so impacted us. My sister is a graduate of Moody Bible Institute, my brother and his wife also, and my wife and I are graduates of Moody. Also, our 3 children and their spouses are graduates of Moody. Well, one didn't quite make it to graduation. They got married instead. And 2 of our grandchildren are graduates of Moody, as are their spouses, and 2 more grandchildren have taken classes from Moody Distance Learning. Life is very important to pause and evaluate. Recently, my wife and I spent over an hour reflecting back upon people who have impacted us in our own spiritual lives and in our ministry. What a rewarding experience. We did that after reading Romans 16 and the list of people that Paul thanks. I began my pastoral ministry as a 19-year-old student at Moody Bible Institute. Each Friday afternoon I would ride the train about 200 miles to Galesburg, Illinois, where I had my car parked, and I served a village church that had voted themselves out of a mainline church because of the lack of biblical instruction. As I look back on my learning experiences there, I had a lot to learn. Those people were so loving and so patient. I really thank God for their influence in my life. A week after graduation, I married my college sweetheart, Judy. We have celebrated 54 years of marriage this past June. We're ministry team partners. We have 3 children. Andrew, our oldest, who lives close to us, also ministers with Moody Distance Learning in the administrative aspects. He and his wife have 5 biological children, as well as the 6 adopted children. Their children range in age from 8 to 28. They have 4 married children and 3 grandchildren. Our younger son, Stephen, joined the Army at age 39. Part of his Army responsibilities for 3 years was attending law school at William and Mary Law School in Williamsburg, Virginia. He graduated with his jurisprudence degree. He is currently stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, where his wife and younger children live, but he is currently deployed to Afghanistan as a JAG officer. Their 4 oldest children are married, and they have 3 grandchildren. Stephen and Kim have 10 biological children. Their children range from 7 to 27, and then our youngest is Esther. She and her husband also live here in Bloomington. He is a corrections officer at the Maximum Security Prison in Pontiac, Illinois. They have 5 children ranging in age from 13 to 19. Now, if you did the math quickly and correctly, that adds up to 3 children, 26 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren. Judy and I have served the Lord in Herman, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Pontiac, Illinois, Glendale, Texas, McHenry, Illinois, and Burlington, Iowa. I have been a solo pastor in a small village, and as well as a pastor in a large suburban church with in excess of 800 members. We've had 15 people on staff, over 150 volunteers, and through the years we've ministered in varying cultures, which has taught us so much. We passed some tests with flying colors, and others we didn't do so well. In 2008, I joined an organization called Interim Pastor Ministries. I've served as an intentional interim in Garner, Iowa, Williston, North Dakota, Derby, Vermont, and Minonk, Illinois. The intentional part of that is that I have come to a church that is significantly troubled, or a pastor has left under distress, or a long-term pastor has left. It has been a rewarding but also challenging experience as we have learned the cultures of those different communities. Part of my passion as an intentional interim pastor is to help the church to grasp their own internal culture, the culture of the community, and answer the penetrating question of why does Jesus want our church to exist in this community, in this year, in this coming decade. I love to equip people for ministry. That's my passion from Ephesians 4:10 to 12. Together we are going to learn how to better understand our culture as well as that of others. I'm eagerly looking forward to learning with you and to gain in new insights. Prepare yourself for some hard thinking. It will not always be comfortable, but I am sure that you will find it very rewarding. I've already posted some important announcements. Be sure to take time to read those, and that's my way of being able to communicate with you. Generally, you can expect a video announcement 3 to 5 minutes long on Mondays and Fridays of the next 8 weeks. Be sure to read the faculty information in the upper left-hand portion of Blackboard, which gives you more information about me as well as my contact information. I look forward to learning with you in the coming days. God bless you.